Sometimes you might have heard people saying that they can understand English very well, and sometimes you must have heard saying that they can understand very well but they are not able to express. Sometimes they say that we know a lot of grammar, we know a lot of structure, but still we are not able to express, or we are not able to say even a single word. So the problem is that they are very well or very well to do with English in only understanding, but they are not able to express English. You are watching Wisdom with Anthony. So today we are going to discuss the very demanding topic, which is that I understand English but I am not able to speak. What does it mean actually? Don't you think though that it sounds weird that something you know how to do but you are unable to do? I mean to say something you know very well, but when it comes to perform it, you are unable. It's just like you know dance very well, but when it comes to the performance, you are unable to. So I'm talking something here, the act of the mind. The mind is very powerful and very great and diligent in doing something, but when it comes to the tongue, it fumbles, it stumbles, it do lots of fillers. I mean to say, you are not a confident and fluent speaker of English language, but you can understand English very well. You might have seen attending the meetings, you might have seen watching some programs, you might have seen that somebody speaking, you can understand very well, or even sometimes watching videos. Now also you are watching my video, you may understand it very well, but when it comes to speaking, you find yourself very short because you are not able to express. So I mean to say, there are various reasons, and obviously some of them we are going to discuss here, but what can be the reason that is stopping me to speak English in spite of having a good knowledge of the language, in spite of having the good knowledge of structures, grammar, this, that, what not. But so far, I have not found myself a confident and a fluent speaker. What all you need to do is follow some simple steps, get into the practice, and this choice is yours, because way will be yours. So let us get started. First of all, this is my practical, like you can say, experience. I have practically experienced and experimented on people, and this was like directly or indirectly you can say that it is interconnected to me as well, because I used to speak, but I used to fumble, I used to make mistakes, I used to stumble, I used to do lots of fillers. So that was the reason behind I was not confident. That was the reason behind I was not able to. I don't know, I'm speaking to somebody who is watching my video very first time, or maybe you are a returning viewer, but I'm speaking to all those, whether you belong to basic, intermediate, or even advanced category. But all you need to understand that why you are not able to speak well, there is some reason. You know English very well, and sometimes you know the right structure, still you speak wrong. Haven't you seen that sometimes you make a lot of mistakes? Even while speaking, everybody makes mistake. Everybody makes mistake, but when it comes to your attitude or your perception, you make a lot of mistakes. And you only concentrate on mistakes only. The reason is that we are not listening to English well. Yes, you heard it correct. When somebody comes and speaks to you, you hear it very well, you listen it very well, and you can understand, but you are not able to express. The reason behind that, you have not gone through, you have not immersed yourself into the language. You have not created an aura surrounding yours of English. Because my brain is working in the native language and I try to pull it in other language, and both go in opposite directions, and what happens, you know very well, there will be a conflict. You will not be able to speak well. There will be the problem, and that will persist there. In order to listen well, what you can do, keep listening, that's it. You know what happens when you keep listening, it gives you positivity, it gives you motivation, and moreover that you come across many structures that you can speak those in that way. Because every language has 4 modules. First of all comes listening. You know very well. It comes listening, then speaking, then writing, then comes reading. I need to understand this. 4 modules, each and every language has 4 modules. The basic step is to listen, and if you follow the process, result is yours. Why I'm saying so? These are factual things, and believe me, once you keep doing all these things, you will find a drastic change. But that requires urgent efforts of yours that is made by a single individual. Without putting efforts, you cannot think of. So I'm talking about listening. So what shall I listen? Watch English movies. Watch TED Talks. There is TED Talks in YouTube. You just search it. There will be lots of talks. Whether of native speakers, sir, I'm not able to understand native speakers. So what? You listen to the speaker of English language, those who belong to your area. That's it. Area means your state, your country. That's it. Maybe you are getting problem in accent. That's not a big problem. Just you listen to those whom you are very comfortable with. Are you getting me what I mean to say? Listen more and more. In order to improve your speaking, you need to listen more. It is just like saying that if you want to withdraw money from the ATM, you need to have more in the bank account. It is bank account, you need to listen more. God has given us 2 ears. Why to listen more? 1 mouth. Listen more and then speak. After listening, the process comes what? Whatever you have listened, whatever you have watched, try to retell the stories in the story way, in the incident, action, whatever, in the event and narrative way. Try to narrate everything that you have gone through. When you do this, believe me, step by step, inch by inch, you will improve. And what is necessary to improve? There is a phrase in English I can recall. It's a very good phrase that whenever I was in school, one of my managers, he gave this quotation. It was a quotation. I forgot who actually gave this, but he said it on the stage. It is, if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But keep moving forward. Many of you have left English. Many of you have left practicing. The reason behind you are not able to express. Is it okay? Many of you have left your jobs because of not having the proper acquaintance of English language. Many of you have lost opportunities just because of English language. Don't you think so that you need to conquer the challenges? Don't you think so that it is an opportunity that is coming in your way? Just grab it. Be the one who is a winner and a conqueror, not a loser. Because we are winner and we are loser by the mindset that we possess. When you listen more, you need to speak more. In the same way, whatever you are listening, you can just speak it out. That's it. Like a baby, what does it do? Actually, it listens and it speaks. It listens and it speaks. It listens and it speaks. And the process, as long as it goes, what happens? It becomes a fluent speaker. The baby within some years, and here I'm not going to talk about years. Here you will be having results within months. But if you are doing the things diligently, just by watching this video, if you think you will become fluent in English, I'm not giving you guarantee. But see, you think that I will be making you happy, okay, after watching one video, but ask yourself, is it true that you can speak very well English after watching one video? It is not possible. It is a process. We need to undergo a process. So the process is asking us what? First of all, listen more. Speak more. Write the new structures. Write the new words that you come across. Try to use those words in your speaking. It's a package. You cannot just particularly work in one area, and second area you cannot leave a vacant. You need to fill the entire area, so that you can become better and brilliant. Because I know that some of you, those who are watching this video, you can speak English very well. But the thing is that what is stopping you? Your mindset that you can understand only, but when it comes to your speaking, you're nowhere. You find it you're nowhere. But I know your potential. Because if you can understand, your brain can understand, you can speak also. I think 90% is of understanding, 10% is of speaking, but you think opposite. You think that 90% is of speaking, 10% is of understanding. It is not the way. It is just about Making your tongue habitual. My tongue is not habitual because I am not practicing. If you practice it every single day, practice makes a man perfect. You know these quotes, these phrases and idioms derived by chance? No. They have experimented. Great people have experimented this and they have come with the outcome, or you can say with an essence. And the essence is this: practice makes a man perfect. Every single day, how much time, sir, shall I devote to my speaking English? My dear, half an hour is more than enough. Yes, you heard it correct. I'm not asking your hours. I'm not asking you to sit with the books, to stand in front of the mirror for 2-3 hours. No. 20 to 30 minutes are more than enough, but if it is done in a diligent way. You know, whenever we are dedicated to, we are committed to, we need to show our diligence. That's what brings the result very quickly and very adequately. Everything is just a single step ahead from you. That requires just your initiative. Take a step and grab it. First day when you start, you may not speak English like this. You may fumble, you may get stuck, you have lots of problems, you'll be finding for words, you'll be searching for words, you will be searching for structures, you have lack of confidence. But believe me, the second day when you start speaking, you will be better than the first day. When you practice 10th day, you will be better than the first or second day. When you will keep practicing and now you have come on to the 35th day, I'm giving you guarantee. Just record your video on the very first day and record it on the 35th day. You will find the drastic change within you. You know, nobody is perfect from the womb of a mother. We all learn here. I also started from zero. You also must have started from zero. But your level, you have restricted. You have restricted yourself till here. You need to achieve this. You need to speak. Take a step ahead. Everything is yours. Everything is waiting to embrace you. First I told you, listen more and more and more. Immerse yourself. Just know you need to sink yourself, immerse yourself in the language. You know, when I drive, when I ride, when I'm sitting alone, every time I'm having structures in my mind, structures in my brain. I'm telling you truth, believe me. I was also an ardent, I have an ardent zeal. I was an ardent learner. I wanted to speak English fluently and I achieved. Why? Still I'm learning. I don't just ignore that fact. I am still learning. I'm a student. But I came across that level. I came across my problems which were there. I eradicated those, and when I eradicated, I had a wider view. Like panorama is a view mode, in our phones. So that is inbuilt option given by the companies to us. Panorama mode. When you start practicing, you will have the panorama mode of English. Think what I am trying to tell you. It may be beneficial for you in a drastic way. Then I have speak to yourself, which many of us misses. We always see the negative side of us. I'm talking about myself, I'm talking about yourself, I'm talking about somebody. We speak, and when we think that how many mistakes we did, how many mistakes we made, but we do not think how much faster, how much quicker, how much fluency we had, how beautifully we express. Those positive portions are not to be missed. That's what I mean to say. I mean to say, whenever you are in a conversation, okay, that's mistakes are bound to happen, mistakes are a part of, okay, that's it. That everybody knows. Why to talk about every time this? I need to understand, I spoke, okay, that I was there good. I spoke 2-3 sentences without getting fumbled, without getting stumbled. I spoke those very fluently. You should appreciate yourself there. That is also a part of diligent learning, For that you need to, can you tell me that everybody has native speaker to talk to? Everybody does not have a native speaker to talk to, and believe me, native speaker, they also don't have this much time to spend with you only just for the sake of your learning English. And many of a time that we have heard that you need to have somebody, a native speaker, you can find a native speaker and talk with. How many time they are available for us? This is life, my dear, and everybody is busy in their lives. Everybody is not free for us, right? But there should be somebody who can correct our mistakes. First of all, find the one you yourself. You can, sir, how can I? My dear, when you go in front of the mirror and when you know the basic things, believe me, you know this was the place where you need to have improvement. This is the room for improvement. This is the place where you can reform or you can polish. And that way, in this way, you can improve yourself. Because when I used to speak to myself and when I used to have a conversation with somebody, what happened actually, I used to come across my mistakes, then I used to correct them. I used to say the correct sentences by when I was alone, being alone. I used to do that. Making mistakes is just okay, but you need to correct those mistakes. Otherwise, next time again, you will make mistake. I used to keep myself reminding that mistake was made once. I am not going to mistake the same again. Same mistake I would never ever make. That pledge I had to myself. That promise I kept to myself. I hope you are getting what I mean to say. Because when I'm narrating you all these things, I'm imagining those days. How struggling those days were for me. How I used to go behind the people to speak with me. I used to speak to the walls, believe me. If I tell you the entire story, I may get emotional. I used to speak to dogs sometime. I used to speak to stray animals because I knew that I need to have the fluency, and whatever the way I'm going to find out for myself, that will be the best, because I need to improve by hook or by crook. That was the only thing that kept me going, helped me going. And that actually worked. Inch by inch, cinch your target. I kept doing, and the day came that little inch by inch, and without, you don't believe me, I do not know when the day came that I was able to speak fluently. What is fluently means? That you need not to look for the words, search for the words, need not translate the words from your native language. It means that you are fluent. Speed doesn't, excuse me, speed doesn't matter at all. Okay, next time for you, practice. If you skip this portion, all the points are useless. I know everybody has lack of time. I know everybody has a busy schedule. But you need to have time for yourself. You manage. Everybody manages. Be a good manager of your life. How much time do we waste? I'm talking about myself also. Why don't we spend that time to learn a new skill, to develop our communication skill? And we know that learning a new language, especially English, can open the many doors for us of opportunities. We may come across many things, but we keep the door shut towards us. Reason? We don't want to learn. We don't want to open our mouth. We don't want to put efforts. Have we become so lazy? If you have achieved your goals, still I'm telling you, keep moving. There is always promotion waiting for you. Again, I'm telling you, if you skip practice, you skip everything. Persistence is the key, and being consistent will keep you above many, I'm talking about lakhs. Then be positive during this process. Now listen to me very carefully. When I was going through the process, many things happened to me. The very first thing was being negative to myself. Yes, many times. Sometimes people made me negative. Sometimes my conscience made me negative. Sometimes my senses made me negative. Actually, when you are driven by the senses, you will put into trouble yourself. The thing is that sense will say you're not able to speak. But inside your heart, you know very well that if I keep practicing, you will be a fluent speaker. So do not be driven by the senses. It should not be that much sensitized that everything we are depending upon the senses. Senses changes according to every single second. Senses means what? What you see. But inside your vision, you know what you are not able to see with the naked eyes, you can see with your mind and soul. You can see from your heart. Imagine yourself a wonderful speaker holding a mic on the stage. Believe me, that dream will come true 101%. If you do not have dream, you can't fulfill that. And Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said that is very close to my heart. Dreams are not those which are seen by the open eyes. Dreams are had or seen with the, sorry, I made this mistake. Dreams are not what we have while sleeping. Dreams are those which we have with open eyes. When your eyes are opened, when you know it very well that I'm gonna have a dream, you will achieve that 101%. The whole cosmos helps you achieve that. We need to understand this. If you understand this basic thing that you need to be positive, and every time you will not be driven away by the senses, that what you see or what you feel. No, you need to have a vision in the heart. Keep motivating yourself, because self-motivation is the best thing that you can give it to somebody, especially to yourself. Right? I hope that you must have understood whatever we have discussed here, and I hope and I will be waiting eagerly for your comments in the comment section. In case if you have any query, I'll love to have that. And if you are watching this platform for the very first time, I hope and I urge you to subscribe the channel. Do hit the like button if you like the video, if you like the content. I'll be bringing such content for you in future, and I believe and I promise that we are gonna make your journey a wonderful one. Thank you. Till then, take care. Bye bye.